Sometimes dead is better. Let's talk about Pet Sematary. What's up, fellow Phantoms? Today we're talking about Pet Sematary. So if you don't know, I'm going to break it down just a little bit on what that is. So I'm going to just pretty much throw it out there in the beginning. This movie sucked, but let's talk about why it sucked. So Pet Sematary is basically this family. They move into a city away from Boston, and they find out it's a giant piece of land that they didn't know was there before. Yeah, there's a pet cemetery on the back of it. That's the name of the movie. So I guess the whole town, which is not a very big town apparently, buries all their pets in this pet cemetery in the back of their house, which is like, why? And you've seen it in the previews. If you've seen the previews, essentially there's like a weird like ritual. All the kids get together and go on like a little death parade with like weird pet masks. And you'll find out later that there's another part in the back of the pet cemetery that if you bury your pet, it comes back, but it's not the same. Essentially, like, you bury something in there and it's like demonic, or it's just an evil version of whatever you knew. It's not what it was when it went in the ground. This movie is co-directed by Kevin Kolch and Dennis Weidemer. Essentially, this is like their first major film, and I feel bad for directors when their first major film isn't very good. Metascore, it's like a 57%, which I think is higher than it really should be. Anyways, the best thing that they've directed, or the only thing that I would know of that they've directed 3 different episodes of Scream, the TV series, which is on MTV, which is not a bad show actually if you check it out. Anyways, this movie stars basically Jason Clarke and John Lithgow. Jason Clarke being the father of the protagonist's family, him, his wife, his daughter, and his son. The cat that you see all over the posters, which is actually, in my opinion, the star of the show apart from John Lithgow. John Lithgow plays the neighbor who basically spouts out all the exposition about the pet cemetery, about the neighborhood, about everything, about all the lore. He's basically a walking, talking narrator, but he's also in the movie. I will also say that I did not see the original movie. I did not read the book, so this is me coming into this movie as a pure, this is what I'm starting off at. Not knowing what the previous topics or source material really depicted, it kind of felt like they were bringing the book to the screen, and I don't know that that necessarily works. It felt like they were taking direct lines from the book and kind of putting it in the mouth of John Lithgow, and it didn't really like work. You could see this in other things like how it was in the Twilight movie to book series. Sometimes words on paper are better left on paper. Like, they need to be translated into something more digestible for people watching a movie. Otherwise it comes off cheesy, over dramatized, if you will. But yeah, essentially this family, they move into this house and they find out they have the pet cemetery there. The cat, I mean, if you've seen it, spoilers, the cat dies, they bury it, it comes back, and it's like not the same. It's like scratching everyone, freaking out. And yeah, I would say that's the highlight of the movie. The cat is the best part of the movie. The cat that has no lines is the best part of the movie. Jason Clarke, you don't really, I mean, you feel for him. You don't want people to die. You don't want people to be like hurt and suffer, but like he doesn't give anything that makes you empathize with him, and that's kind of like disappointing, seeing as he's the main protagonist and the main father of this family. So again, I won't give away any twists, but this movie was very jumbled. There was many parts throughout the movie where the entire audience laughed, and it was not meant to be laughed at. I feel bad for the little girl that portrayed this character. I think she did her best, but I don't know that the casting was the best. There's side stories that don't really fit into the plot of what's going on. The CGI and the set design that's going on when they go further into the pet cemetery, it kind of looks like it's not good. Like an old King Kong movie on the top of a cliff, like with smoke. It didn't look good, and maybe fans of the book might like this because it feels like they brought what Stephen King depicted in these books, again, I don't know the source material, to life, to the screen, directly from his words, it seems like, but it didn't work. So again, 2 saving graces. John Lithgow, which is walking, talking exposition, and the cat. Everything else sucked. So yeah, that's it. I don't like to be overly negative with things like this. It's kind of it kind of brings you down. But this movie wasn't very good. And when you have this kind of a budget and you have source material from Stephen King, I think maybe next time either pick a different writer, because I don't know that stuffing exposition into 2 hours a movie is the best route. I don't know that taking direct lines from the book or this massive lines, it seems like, from the book to the movie. I'm being too negative. It didn't work. And maybe get more experienced directors for a movie of this caliber. That's all I can say. So, if you like this movie, tell me why. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was missing something. But in my opinion, I feel like this is a waste of 2 hours of my life. And I'll remember this movie at the end of the year when I make my worst 10 movies of 2019. Alright, fellow Phantoms, thank you very much for stopping by. Sorry it was more on the negative side, but it wasn't bad movies, so there you go. If you have any movies that are coming out soon that you want me to review, go ahead and put those in the comments below. Make sure that you hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell so you know every time I'm going to be posting new videos. But alright, fellow Phantoms, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.